Oh dear. Oh wait. Yes. Yes. Hello. We're alive. We're alive. Isn't that amazing? Oh my goodness. And don't I look a wreck? Oh well. That's the way it goes with live these days because and I don't have any shoes on, so I think I'm a little bit short. Hold on. Well, we just got back from Toronto this afternoon, and just as I was finishing setting up here, I got an important phone call came in, and which I had to kind of pay attention to. Oh, I really am a mess. I just threw this sweater on to add some color. Getting to see me adjust my sleeves underneath. Okay, let me see. Is it this one? No, it's this one. This one has to come down. There we go. Well, what a start. And I hope that there's someone here. If you're on YouTube, if you're on my YouTube channel, please let me know. And I have to say, oh, this is so ridiculous. I have to say I did not get another reminder out to everyone. So I sent to the email list last week, and I've posted it a couple of places, on Facebook and so forth and so on. But yeah, like not a lot. Too much going on in my crazy life, I'm afraid. So yes, we just had a long ponytail before, and it was sort of dreary looking. All right. Well, gee, what's real crazy is I was going to post this to the ECAM the ECAM Academy that I've been listening in on. Haven't done anything much about it, but it's some there were some classes sort of thing. Yeah, like actually Adrian Salisbury did a really neat thing. He kept the classes really, really short, little bites, so you could just go in and check, listen to the lesson on one thing about using ECAM. So that was great. And it does work very well. But I haven't really started yet, I will do my start in a minute. I've got this little light thing, and let me see if I can use it this time without blowing the whole thing out. So that's the light is off. This is the light on. And, but I believe there's, I think I can make it brighter, or I can make it less bright. And I thought maybe I could make it, oh, there it is, kind of yellower light, which I rather like. So I'm going to use that light, nice and bright. And regardless, it still seems dull in here. So this is so weird because I've done these lives now for, gosh, it's like 2 years. 2 years. This fall is when I started doing the lives. So, just a minute. I dropped something. My daughters, my daughter and my niece were both saying, we could cut your hair. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm thinking I might just keep it really long for a while and see if I can grow it as long as I had it when I was a little kid and could sit on my hair. Came down to the back of my thighs. So hey, all you hip chicks and hep cats, let's get this life started. We acknowledge that Cats Meow sits on the treaty territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation and 6 nations of the Grand River, as well as the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe Nation, Haudenosaunee, and Wendat confederacies, and lands of many other Indigenous people who passed through or who called and still call this land their home. This territory is part of the Dish with One Spoon Treaty, an agreement between the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and allied nations to peaceably share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. In making this statement, I acknowledge and honor that these lands carry the truth of the lives that were taken and the agreements that were broken, and the wisdom of ancestors whose spirits live on in the soil, vegetation, and animals. In stepping on this land, we seek both forgiveness and permission from these ancestors with the agreement that we have the responsibility to honor all who are here now and all who have yet to come, recognizing that in many ways these lands remain restricted from teachings, resources, and development in partnership with Indigenous peoples. We're grateful for the opportunity we have to live, to receive gifts from, to work on, and to benefit from this land. Anine Boujou, Catherine M. Thompson, Indigenous Cause, St. Thomas, Ontario, and Dujaba. Indikinu Amago Iko Anishinaabe-Moan Nungo. So I was studying Anishinaabe-Moan, which is the language of the Anishinaabe, and I had to stop in the spring, unfortunately, as things got too complicated in this life, and so I'm just starting to try to brush up on a little bit of the little bit that I know. Just going to see what happens if I bring this light closer. It's very interesting. It doesn't seem, maybe my face just doesn't reflect the light. I don't know. I'm going to try over here. Well, there we go. Anyway, there I am. So I started to write a script for today, and I didn't get very far. Yeah, because it kept getting interrupted and so forth. But the whole thing is that this is Thanksgiving week in Canada. Our Canadian Thanksgiving was Monday. And so I thought that it would be perfect for me to talk about gratitude, because the thing for which I'm grateful for so many things, but one of the things I'm grateful for is family and friends, of course. And also, I'm grateful for the fact that we live in a country with seasons, and really real seasons. And if you remember 2 weeks ago with my last live, I had a photograph of the sweet walnut tree that's behind me. You can just see the bottom of the leaves there, the green, and peeking through was a bit of red in the maple trees over there. So now we have a situation where, as you can see in my yard, it's covered with leaves, and the maple leaves are quite changed, a lot of yellow and gold and some red, especially higher up it's red. But so it seemed appropriate that I would do a breathtaking gown. And I'm going to do that one with the backing track. Oh dear, I was rushing so much at the end of when I was going to get this set up that I didn't quite get this. I just need to go to my settings for a minute here and make sure that this doesn't shut down in the middle of a song. You know, that used to happen, and it really drove me crazy because I'd be like, what's happening? What's happening? How come it stopped playing the backing track? Like I'd be at a gig or something. Well, it was because I had it set for 4 minutes, and you know, which is fine just when you have your phone in your pocket, and you want to make sure you get all your notifications and your calls. But I have to shift it to never for this, because I would hate to start playing a song and then all of a sudden, you know, it's gone. It's gone. So that's my settings. And now, where did I put that? I put that right down here. Play. And the orchards are bursting with blossoms. Birds have returned, and their songs fill the sky. Fields are fresh turned, and the grasses are greening. Time for the planting, for springtime is nigh. All dewy the dawnings, all misty the mornings, the sun sets in glory each night o'er the town. speaks of summer and whispers it's coming, while nature greets life in a breathtaking gown. All dewy the dawnings, all misty the mornings, the sun sets in glory each night o'er the town. Each sign speaks of summer and whispers it's coming, while nature greets life in a breathtaking gown. Fields that lie fallow are purple with aster, grasses have dried and stand golden and brown. Corn streamers rustle all crisp in the breezes. Fall is at hand and the leaves are come down. All clear are the dawnings, all fresh are the mornings. The sun sets in glory each night o'er the town. Each sign speaks of winter, but speaks with such splendor that nature greets death in a breathtaking gown. All clear are the dawnings, all fresh are the mornings. The sun sets in glory each night o'er the town. Each sign speaks of winter, but speaks with such splendor that nature greets death in a breathtaking gown. Yes, I absolutely love that song. It's and I've told you the story about it, so I'm not going to take the time today to tell all the backstory of all the of all of these. Just let it be known that I used to call it April October song, so I always sing it in October and April, and sometimes like a little earlier in late September. But you could sing it all year round. It is a song of the seasons, and it's something that I am very grateful for. In fact, today, coming back from Toronto, we passed, we across one of the valleys, the many valleys that, river valleys that are between us and Toronto, and it was just absolutely glorious. I mean, you see the yellow and the gold out there, but this was like red and gold and yellow and evergreens, of course, mixed in amongst all the trees. Just this incredible tapestry of color. So it really is a wonderful time of year as far as I'm concerned. Well, just let me get that back there. And I wanted to sort of do these in order. I have 6 songs planned today, and they are 2 from Celtic Cat, 2 from Cool Cat, and 2 from Wildcat. And I was looking through them, trying to find the songs that sort of reflected either my love for something or something to do, some gratitude. And of course, I think for most people, but maybe not for all, and those who've had an unfortunate family life, I understand that. But I was fortunate enough to have an incredible family around me all these many years. And one of the people that I'm very grateful for, and one of the families I'm very grateful for, is our Australian family. And that arose when JD's brother emigrated to Australia in 1965. And for many years, like, it was just, there'd be letters occasionally, you know, and stories that JD's mom and dad brought back with them if they went to Australia, like his mom went down for Lee's wedding. But I wrote this song. It's one of the few songs where I've sort of challenged myself to write a song, and I got the first half done. And then the second half came along with the help of a mentor at Song Studio one summer. So, because this is, just as I love the seasons here, the land of Australia is absolutely extraordinary. It's so completely different. The vegetation, the color of the earth, the animals that roam it, and of course, the Indigenous people, the Aboriginal people of Australia, the Indigenous communities there, they have, like the Indigenous peoples of Canada, they have very strong beliefs and explanations for everything that you see around you. And one of the phrases that I use in this song is dream time. And I've always just hoped that that was okay for me to use the term dream time, because I kind of understand it as being a timeless sort of, like, not chronologically, but just in time, the feeling of that. So this is called Stay Down Here With You. Find it here. I did play it. Oh, bother. I played it, but it didn't go up to the top as I like it to do. So you'll have to give me a minute to find it in the Dropbox. Stay down here with you. There it is. Ian Harper on his Ellen pipe. After years of stormy weather, to see if warm Australia is a land to call my own. And today that I saw you, I had to be here with you. You filled my life with sunshine, you gave my heart a home. And my heart soars the skies above the red hills of Australia, sweeps the tops of gum trees, reaching high into the blue. And I will leave all that is old and has the comfort of familiar, sail across the seas to stay down here with you. We will drift across the green fields, hand in hand forever, searching through the dream time for a place to call our own. On through days of golden wattle and nights like darkened crystal, we will always be together, we will never be alone. My heart will soar the skies above the red hills of Australia, sweep the tops of gum trees, reaching high into the blue. And I will leave all that is old and has the comfort of familiar, to sail across the seas, to stay down here with you. Will soar the skies above the red hills of Australia, sweep the tops of gum trees, reaching high into the blue. And I will leave all that is old and has the comfort of familiar, to sail across the seas, to stay down here with you. And I will sail across the seas, and I will stay down here with you. So that song is sung much more beautifully than I can do it anymore by AKA Emily Brady on Celtic Cat. I do sing Breathtaking Gown on Celtic Cat. So that song too, I love the fact that it is about the journey to Australia, falling in love with the country and deciding to stay, and falling in love, your smile, falling in love with his wonderful wife, who is now my sister-in-law, and raising a wonderful family. We were supposed to be going down in April of 2020, which of course got kibosh put on that from good old COVID. However, we keep in touch with Skype and FaceTime and so forth. So it's really quite, we feel a real attachment to that family. In fact, my niece Jane used FaceTime on Monday. And so we had a lovely conversation with her on Thanksgiving Day itself. Now with Cool Cat, of course, the song that everyone loves is Swing Daddy, and I'm going to maybe I'll do that right now, because with Swing Daddy is obviously about family, and I have a great deal of gratitude for my family. It's so big. I mean, I have my immediate family, so there's 10 of us, and then there's us 2 and 4, that's 6, and 3 is 9, and Aaron is 10. However, we've really got 11 right now. So I wanted to do Swing Daddy. I've lost 2 of my sisters, but we still have our nieces and nephews and their children and grandchildren and so forth. And so, well, I don't think there's any grandchildren yet. There's just my great nieces and grandnephews. So here we go with Swing Daddy. It's the opening track on Cool Cat. And Daddy was a bassman in a swing band in those dirty 30s, dark depression days. They played dance halls in Hamilton, Muskoka dance pavilions. He played that upright on his old Palais. Swing Daddy, swing. His bass rode high up on the grand car rooftop. And late one night the wind was blowing fierce. It threw his case into the ditch, smashed that fiddle all to bits, and Daddy waved goodbye to his career. Swing, Daddy, swing. The 30s taught Daddy's love. Make good with what you got. You can do what you have to do to see it through. If you swing, Daddy, swing. Swing, Daddy, swing. Thump that rhythm, dance all night and day. Swing, Daddy, swing. Swing, Daddy, swing. Play that bass and chase those blues away. Well, Daddy took the reins up on a bread truck, delivered to the store that Mama ran. She'd been out dancing with her pals, heard him swing those big dance halls. He bought a book of matches and love began. Then Daddy drove the railway locomotives all up and down the New York Central line, while Mama cooked and Mama sewed. They built up a loving home, a half a dozen children strong and fine. The 30s taught Daddy's love. Make good with what you got. You can do what you have to do to see it through. If you swing, Daddy, swing. Swing, Daddy, swing. Thump that rhythm, dance all night and day. Swing, Daddy, swing. Swing, Daddy, swing. Play that bass and chase those blues away. Well, in the end he was a labor leader. When he was 62 at a railroad union due, they let him sit in for a set. Daddy hadn't lost it yet. He played that bass the way he used to do. Oh, that's Malcolm Connor sitting in for Daddy. Well, now you've heard the story of our family, and every single word of it is true. Daddy was a bass man, playing in a swing band, and Daddy, we're so glad Mama swung with you. Hey, 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 swing, Daddy, swing, swing, Mama, swing, thump that rhythm, dance all night and day. Swing, Daddy, swing, swing, Mama, swing, play that bass and chase those blues away. Play that bass, chase those blues. Play that bass and chase those blues away. Swing, Daddy, swing, swing, Daddy, swing, Daddy, swing, swing, Daddy, swing, Daddy, swing, swing, Daddy, swing, swing, Daddy, swing. Hey, Rebecca King, how are you? It's so glad to see you here. I was just telling everybody that that might be watching later, because you might be the only one watching now, that I did not get a chance to, to message people and let them know. I did a little bit of PR with the link in Facebook and so forth, but yeah, and this was a mad scramble. Rebecca, you should go back and watch the beginning of this, because I was all set up ready to go, and I clicked go live, and nothing happened. And so I realized, I was like, oh my God, and I'm running around doing stuff. I've got the Dahlia picture up, and I'm humming Breathtaking Gown, and then I realized that I haven't actually clicked to go live enough, so it's not even live, and I've got the wire and the thing, and I'm like, oh, I forgot all about this, and I got to plug it in and stuff. Anyway, very amusing, but it took up some time, that's for sure. And anyway, that was my third song. I'm going to do 6, so you will have not missed too much. I'm just going to get the next one. Geez, I have to tell JD to stop sending me calendar changes in the middle of this show, because I don't know if you guys hear the tweedle, but I do, and it kind of is startling. It is very strange. So the other song, and I'm really glad you're here to hear this, Rebecca. The other song I want to sing from Cool Cat, actually, is Easy Chair, because whenever I've sung that at a gig or an open mic, I always think of the audience. Even though it's kind of a love song, it's sort of a playful love song, I guess, in a way. But it's really kind of, I think of the audience whenever I start to sing it, and that kind of stays with me through the whole thing. So I'm extremely grateful for all of you. Now, when I say all of you, there's not many people here, but that's my PR fault. I should have sent out messages as well as the email list. But I did want you to just see here, if you haven't seen it before, that's my email, https://CatherineMThompson.com. You just have to make sure you spell the Catherine and the Thompson right. And there it is, join my email list. And it's slowly growing, and I know that there's some way that I can, there's some way where I can pull email lists from various places where I have them. We'll see. We'll see how that goes, but it isn't happening yet. I'm glad you have your voice back. I read somewhere that you got your finger splint off. I did. Look at that. Now, here, I just put it someplace where you can actually see it. See, that's the finger that broke, that little pinky, and it broke right down here, and it was snapped right off. And, I had a doctor who was very concerned about strong bones and all that stuff. And I'm like, look, when I did that face plant, it's a wonder that's the only thing that broke. And it's a damn good thing I did not plant my face on the brick pad, because, I mean, I would have had to have a new face if I lived through it. So what's happened is that the splint came off. I'm able to drive again, and I can, one of the physios is to try to make it into a fist so I can get pretty close. The problem I'm having is straightening it. It does not want to straighten, so I have to physically straighten it still, because it's just very stiff. And this one is almost back to normal. I mean, it wasn't broken. It was just the little finger was taped to it. So whatever position they had decided to put them, the two of them, it made, once that came off, it made my ring finger really stiff. But it's okay. And yes, I'm my voice, right? Well, we'll see. This is now when my winter allergies start, so I hope it's okay. And I'm trying to practice out loud instead of practicing in my head. I write the songs in my head, so I tend to practice them in my head too, which doesn't do much good for getting the voice oiled up. Okay, so I'm going to do Easy Chair. I'm going to do it a cappella, because for some reason I don't have the backing track for this song, and so you won't get to hear the two backup singers making these little, oh, ooh, ah, yeah, right, and stuff like that. Chatty kind of, it's very conversational. So you'll have to listen to that one online, and you can listen to it on YouTube, I'm sure, because I believe I have an artist. I'm a verified artist or something on YouTube, but for sure on Apple Music or iTunes is the same as Apple Music, I think, Spotify, what have you. You can find it and hear the other bit of it. So I'm just going to sing it as if I was I'll sing it to you, Rebecca. Each time I see you, darling, I have seen the light. Let me start again. That's really feeble. I'll get a sip of tea. Now, I'm sipping it in my Australian cup, which is one of the beautiful, they have these beautiful parrots and things in Australia. I almost got out the Swing Daddy cup today, but I decided that since I have yet to set up the shop, so I can share the buy button, I would not do that. Now listen, you're supposed to be lighting my face. You're not doing much. It's a very strange thing. So we'll try again. This is called Easy Chair. Each time I see you, darling, I have seen the light. I love the look of you, you're such a pretty sight. It's not the way you smile or how you comb your hair. It's just you sitting there, loving me with those eyes. It's just you sitting there, loving me with those eyes. What's the matter, what's the matter, what's the matter, what's the matter, whether we get along? We can argue black as white, we can laugh the whole night long. Just as long as when we're through, baby, there's still me and you, and you're still sitting there, loving me with those eyes. Just as long as when we're through, baby, there's still me and you, and you're still sitting there, loving me with those eyes. I don't have to hear you love me, you don't have to say you do. I just want you sitting there, kicked back in that easy chair, and you can rock me, baby, baby, tuck me, love me with those eyes. I don't have to hear you love me, you don't have to say you do. I just want you sitting there, kicked back in that easy chair, and oh my heart, please do beware, love me with those eyes. You don't have to say you love me. Oh dear, I don't have to hear you love me. You don't have to say you do. I just want you sitting there, kicked back in that easy chair, and oh my heart, please do beware. He's loving me with those eyes, and I'm lost in the end of it here because I can't remember how it goes, but there's the song. Anyway, yeah, there's a little ending on it. I can't remember it. Yeah, I don't have my, I didn't have time to get my song sheets either. So did pretty good to get that far. Yeah, and those are the two songs then from Cool Cat, Swing Daddy, and Easy Chair. And I do think you should go hear the produced version of Easy Chair. It's a lot of fun. So I was going to do two songs from. I want to do two songs from Wildcat, and it's there. These are not. This isn't the audience. These are the friends. These are about friends. So we'll do a shot of whiskey first because it's all about being out with friends and having a shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. My friends are with me and I'm feeling alright. The band is pumping out our favorite songs. The joint is jumping as we sing along. Another round, I won't put up a fight. A shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. Shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. Monday to Friday, it's a daily grind. Go to church on Sunday when we rest and pray. There goes the weekend, but for Saturday, hey, the only time we can do it upright. A shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. Susie is dancing with Sammy. Davy is dancing with Dan. I'm on the loose with nothing to lose. I'm gonna get me a man. A shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. My friends are with me and we're feeling alright. The band is pumping out our favorite songs. The joint is jumping as we sing along. Another round, I won't put up a fight. A shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. Bartender, I'd love a whiskey. Hello, Jack. A sipping whiskey. I don't knock it back. A perfect Jack Daniels Manhattan straight up. That's what I call a loving cup. A chaser for beer, or is beer the chaser? A boiler maker? I'll bring that bottle over here and pour me a whiskey, a double whiskey, a shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. Pour me a whiskey, a double whiskey, a shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. Another round, I won't put up a fight. A shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. Susie is dancing with Sammy. Davy is dancing with Dan. I'm on the loose with nothing to lose. I'm gonna get me a man. Go home, go back together on that harmonica. Pour me a whiskey, a double whiskey, a shot of whiskey on a Saturday night. Woo-hoo! It's so much fun. I love doing that song. And I love my friends. Oh my goodness, especially this past while. Friends and neighbors have been extraordinarily helpful in the situation that we're in with this loved one who has to, get treatments and tests and consultations and all kinds of things. And so that all happens in Toronto. And so we have a place there now that we can go and stay for as many days as possible. And usually it's just Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, although I think next week it may be the whole week, but that's my off week for this cat's Meow. So 2 weeks from now, hopefully, there won't be any problem with me being here. And I will try once again to get more done around it so more people know about it. And by the way, I'm halfway through, well, this is the second week of the ECAM Academy, so it ends tomorrow. And if you look up Adrian Salisbury, I guess it is, I'm not sure. I'd have to look. But at any rate, or if you look in Ecamm and you find Adrian, um, I'll have to post a link. I'll come back and post a link in the comments here, because in case there's anyone out there who's interested in doing lives, and everything that I've set up, I mean, I goof. I make goofs, but Ecamm doesn't, and we get a great picture and we get a great sound with the little bit of equipment that I've got. And it goes directly live to YouTube. And what they will do, if you're going live to Facebook, as I did for a year, what will happen is that at the end of the broadcast, we have the option of whether or not for them to post the video immediately to YouTube. And I've always said no, because I thought I might want to, to edit it before it goes on YouTube and stuff like that. Meh. These go direct to YouTube. But in order to best I can do, I think, with Facebook and Twitter and so forth, is to post the link to YouTube. One of the things that we can do in Ecamm is that we can, it's like Restream or StreamYard or various other things where we can go live to several places at once. And again, it's something I just haven't figured out yet. And it's probably in one of the classes in the academy. But the academy won't be open again until, you can go and look up Adrian Salisbury and find all sorts of lessons and so forth. But for a 2-week academy where you get lessons all the first week and you're supposed to be producing stuff all the second week, I didn't, then you will, you would go to the link that I post, and then you'd be able to follow Adrian Salisbury or whatever it is you would need to do in order to be on the list for the people who get the notification of this academy. And I highly recommend it. And in fact, if you wouldn't mind, if anybody who did decide to take the academy, please tell Adrian that that you heard it from me, because that would probably give me some kind of a discount on the next time around. I should find out all kinds of new stuff every time you do it, and it really isn't that expensive at all. So Rebecca, since I'm talking to you, and that was a shot of whiskey, which is about friends. It was difficult trying to figure out what else to do from Wildcat, because Wildcat has, Only Lonely Me, which I did last time, 2 weeks ago. I still haven't got the video up, so I will promise you, Rebecca, to do that next time. But I don't think it doesn't really fit the gratitude, thing. I thought about doing Wildcat because it's a year. It's 2 years since I released it. I released it in October of 2020. But Wildcat is not really it's not really one that has to do with gratitude, I don't think. I'm grateful that Betty Ann, got strong and everything. But you know what I'm going to do, because this is really kind of neat. So I belong to Reverb Nation, and Reverb Nation comes up with these various things that you can apply for, and I've done that. And I also have used them as a way of advertising, because the advertising is not an ad, it's just a short playlist. And I don't mind that at all if I go out as one of the singers from Toronto or from Burlington and that kind of thing. But I applied the other day for, they had a thing which said that they are looking for songs to feature on their homepage of Reverb Nation, the Reverb Nation website. I've got to get that link too and give it to you all. And so I got notification today that Put Down the Guns was would be appearing as a feature song on the Reverb Nation website. And so I found that I was really quite tickled by it. And so I thought, even though I guess what I would say is I'm grateful for any movement. And I stand with Ukraine, but I'm also a pacifist. And I want I want Putin stop. But I wish there was some way that it could be done without guns, you know? And then we just get, you keep hearing about terrible mass shootings and so forth. And I just think "Put Down the Guns" is a good song for that. Now I'm going to fiddle around with this a little bit. Anyway, I'm grateful to Reverb Nation for selecting it, and to Valerie for asking for the reverb or the "Put Down the Guns." Let me do a little bit of searching here. Search my files. Okay. "Put Down the Guns." So I'm hoping I can find. I'm hoping I can find the lyrics because it's hard for me to sing it the way it's supposed to be sung. I've got all the MP3s, no vocal MP3. The song files, right. Oh no, that's no good. All right, well what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it, no vocal, and I will sing a version. I'll "Put Down the Guns." Okay, because I am grateful for anyone who joins the movement to control the spread of guns and to keep them out of the hands of people who are likely to go into a stadium or a children's school, and to stop wars, all the terrible wars that go on all around the world. Wouldn't be able to happen if there were no guns to shoot, would it? Would they? Okay. Bring back flowered children, bring back the sun. With peace and joy and harmony, a blossom for each gun. We march for civil liberties, we march to stop the war. It's time to turn this world around as we have done before. Put down the guns, people, put down the guns. In a garden full of harmony and love for everyone. Put down the guns, put down the guns. Put down hatred and put down the guns. Put down the guns, put down the guns. Choose to love and not hate. Choose peace, not war. A garden full of harmony will rise up at your door. Reach out to your neighbors. Love each and every one. The only way to make a change. Put down the guns. Put down the guns, put down the guns, put down hatred, please people, and put down the guns. Choose to love and not hate, choose peace, not war. A garden full of harmony will rise up at your door. Reach out to your neighbors, love each and every one. The only way to make a change, put down the guns. Put down the guns. Put down the guns, put down the guns. Wake up people, be people, and put down the guns. Put down the guns, put down the guns. put down the guns, put down hatred, dear people, and put down the guns. Well, there's a little improvisation on Put Down the Guns. Yeah, I sure hope that 2 weeks from now I have more time to get set up, because today was a real scramble. But I'm glad I got here. And Rebecca, I'm so glad you're here. And I will see you in 2 weeks, and I will be in touch through the email list. And hopefully I'll get a chance to do a little more PR than I did this time around. And hopefully I will have that buy button by then. Bama P. See you next time.